Okay, Coach. Well, with the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Like by 4. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Good job, D. Good job, D.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. It's Hill, complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Okay, ready?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
54. Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Operating from the gun. Herbert, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 26-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Ready?
2nd and 5. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Down. 60 outlaw. 54. We ain't giving up nothing today. Check. Hey. Motion. Check. Fair fight.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now Leonard Fournette, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the gun, Herbert into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. picked off at the 23. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there and sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
A gain of 6 there on first. And this is a guy who last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big gain, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this guy.
Reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Fields. Got a man. It's Ross. Complete. A gain of 22. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
He's going to get this one down inside the 15. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Here we go on 4th down. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
Switch. Begin. Tighten up. Check 13.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. John Ross, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons push further out in front.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Fournette, a first down carry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. Just like that. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check.
From the gun, Herbert. And going deep for Hill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch him. Safety's creeping. Alert 3.
Throwing again. Fields. They've got his man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Fields. And he slings one that's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
He's thrown 1 interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does. And that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 44 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Hey.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Oh, he sheds himself free. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Let's go. 50, plant. Mike 54. Not here. Mike 54, Mike 54. Go. 54. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Sideline throw, that's caught by Moore. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Hey, Echo. Wrong football. Hey, watch that.
2nd and 3. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again. Fields. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll run it now out of the gun. Got some room at the 30. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 85 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it is 28-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 6. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Bengals. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
On first down, Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lamb. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
58 to Mike. Hey, let's get some pay. Let's get some pay. Check three. Hey.
Throwing on first down. Fields. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Anthony Barr, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Back to throw. Fields. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
And so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons push further out in front.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Check. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Get it.
On first and 10, Herbert. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled out some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Ready?
On first down, Herbert. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
That's me.
On second down, here's Fournette. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Yo, go, go. White 56. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Check me out, check me out.
From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Check 4, check 4. Look at me. Go, go. Bravo! Right there, 54, right there, 54. Yo, deep grip.
On 4th down, Herbert, he's going to look deep for, and this is caught inside the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Go now, 15, Lonnie. 15 line. Army.
And now he'll tuck it and run. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Watch the slant. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check 3.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Looking to throw. Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's The end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Martinez. To throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Fielded at about the 28. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that?
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game as his guys continue to pour it on. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Martinez. From the gun, he'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a first down. Now Martinez operating from the gun. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
That's it. Big hit.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Martinez. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
First down, Falcons.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Fields. Shakes off the sack. A strong run. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Fields going deep downfield for Ross. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
This is the tight end fan. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Fields. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Watch his flat. Watch his flat.
Throwing on 1st down. Fields. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Only a yard of the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.